Alrighty, boyos, guys, today we have a little bit of a hot topic within the Save the World community, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about the Driftboard that had just recently come to the game in the newest content update. It has definitely been the talk of the town. In this video, we're going to be going over my personal problems with the Driftboard, my own personal critiques, a little bit of news, and a little bit of positivity surrounding the situation. I've seen talks about this on YouTube comments and Reddit. I've seen it on my Twitter, and my god, I've even seen it in my Twitch quite a bit. So in this video, I'm going to be giving my own opinions and a little bit of a talk and a little bit of a conversation around the Driftboard. So let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to be first starting off with the positives surrounding the Driftboard, and then going on to the negatives, and then going on to the news and whatnot. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So the positives with the Driftboard. Now, the Driftboard came in the newest content update. Content updates are very seldom to actually hold much content, ironically. Normally, you're going to find like one new hero and one new weapon, and that's it, you know, as far as the Save the World portion is concerned. For this most recent content update, we could have just gotten the banner and the Dragonfire shotgun returning, and nobody really would have batted an eye. You know, everybody would have been like, well, we get the hero rework in a week. Let's, you know, really hope and pray that the hero rework is going to be good. But instead, we got the Dragonfire shotgun, the new banner, and we ended up getting the Driftboard. And then the community completely freaked out even before they used it. And in my opinion, that is a complete ridiculous thing to do as far as the community is concerned, because like I said, content updates, we rarely get much content anyways, and nobody would have batted an eye had we only got the banner and the shotgun. So the fact that we did get the Driftboard in general has made me very, very happy. One thing I like about the idea of the Driftboard being in the game is that this opens up a lot of stuff for Fortnite Save the World to be able to get in the future. You know, had we not gotten the Driftboard, people would have complained that we didn't get it in one form or another, and that would have been basically it. You know, with the shopping carts, we've always wanted shopping carts. We've always wanted those quad racer crusher thingies. You guys know what I'm talking about. The ATKs, people have wanted that as well. This opens up a very big door to the fact that Save the World might be getting more fun items added to the game. And that's something that I really like about the Driftboard. Although I do have problems with the Driftboard, I think the Driftboard's very fun and it gives me something to pass the time on. But that's pretty much it. You know, there's quite a lot of stuff that's missing with the Driftboard. But as far as the positives go, I think that it's just going to open up a lot more stuff for Save the World to get in the future. So let's go and go over to the negatives with the Driftboard. The main negative for me, you know, the main problem is that the Driftboard, although it's really cool and I'm glad that it got added, it's a last minute addition, and it makes it very known that it's a last minute addition. There's a lot of stuff that's gone on with the Driftboard that to me just feels like a no-brainer that could have happened as far as implementing it into Save the World. There's a lot of stuff that Battle Royale has, for example, that Save the World doesn't in terms of the features that the Driftboard seems to offer, and that is a very big negative in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we are going to segue on over to some Battle Royale footage, and I'm basically going to be showing you guys how the Driftboard really works in Battle Royale. So as you guys are going to see here, I'm going to be gliding down to a Driftboard. Of course, I am in playground mode. You know, I don't want to get shot at or anything like that, but there's a lot of stuff that the Battle Royale Driftboard has that the Save the World Driftboard doesn't. So I'm going to get on the Driftboard and I'm going to do a lot of things that you guys were not seeing in the Save the World gameplay. So one thing you're going to see is that the base speed of the Driftboard is a lot faster. You're going to see that the jump is a lot higher. You actually have to hold down the spacebar to jump. You'll see that the boost will launch me higher in the air. You'll see that I am able to emote while I'm on the Driftboard. Later on, you'll see that I'm actually able to shoot while I'm on the Driftboard. And something that you won't be able to see, but something that is true, is that if you take damage while you're on the Driftboard, you're not going to actually get thrown off of the Driftboard. So there's a lot of negatives, there's a lot of critiques, and there's a lot of things that I want added that are from Battle Royale, and I want them added to Save the World. Number one, I want the fact that we're able to hold down spacebar to jump. I want that in Save the World to be able to kind of control the Driftboard a little bit more. I want the base speed of the Driftboard to match that of the hoverboard. The fact that the driftboard in the game is so slow, it kind of makes it a little bit useless, aside from just being a fun item. People want to be able to get usefulness out of their driftboard instead of being able to slowly, hover over an area, which could have been a lot faster if they were using a normal hoverboard. With the driftboard in this game right here, you're able to do a lot more tricks with it. The base speed of it makes it just feel less clunky, I guess you could say. The base speed of the driftboard is definitely something that needs to be improved. I feel like you don't need to make the boost so heavy in terms of how far you're going to fly. I can understand why the boost works the way it does in Save the World. The maps are really small, and you don't want people flying off the map constantly. I can understand that. But a slight boost to the boost and to the base speed of the driftboard would be very nice. Something as small as using emotes would be very nice. Something as big as shooting on your driftboard would be pretty freaking huge. Like, why is that not even a thing? Like, why is not shooting on the driftboard a thing? Like, if you want people to use the driftboard over the hoverboard, why don't you actually make it useful aside from just doing tricks on it? I really like the aspect of doing tricks on the driftboard, but it's literally the same thing aside from being just more clunky and being able to do more tricks on it. Why can't we do cool things on the driftboard, like shoot at things? That would be something huge for Save the World. Something that the driftboard in Battle Royale does is even if you get shot, you're not going to fall off the driftboard. If you use the driftboard and Save the World, if you get hit by a singular pebble, you are going to fall off of it. So what's even the point? What is there aside from being able to do tricks? What is the point of using the driftboard and Save the World other than the hoverboard? It's slower. It doesn't really have much usefulness to it. You can't emote on it. You can't shoot on it. You can't do this. You instantly get knocked off of it. There's just not much usefulness surrounding the driftboard and Save the World. And I think that that's a huge problem for a lot of people. Now, as far as the changes that might be coming to the driftboard, Epic Games actually had something to say about this, which I found very interesting, but at the same time, I feel like Epic Games made a little bit of an oopsie in this situation. So there's a thread called Hoverboard Time on Reddit, and basically Magus responded to this thread, and he said, "Hey everyone, so far this is great feedback to see. We're going to be closely keeping an eye on the hoverboard sentiment. Please be honest and constructive in your criticism. If you like, please let us know. You never know where it might end up." And he said also, there will be plenty of them on the map. If you see one, hop on it and have a blast. Somebody responded and they said, "Seeing how badly you guys missed the mark with something as simple as this driftboard really concerns me of the hero loadout and on how it's going to turn out next week. I apologize." Magus basically said, "Thank you for your concerns. As I said above, we're going to be closely keeping an eye on the driftboard feedback." And he said, "This new board handles extremely different than the current iteration, and we didn't want to YOLO swap the board with what everyone currently uses and is used to. Due to this item being found in the world, you can test it and see how you like it and then provide the feedback. If you don't, that's okay as well. You can choose to use it since it's in the world and you aren't being forced into the change. We're going to be keeping a close eye on this feedback for any potential changes." Now, this is where Epic made a big oopsie, and this goes into yet another problem I have with this. It's the fact that they didn't point out that this is going to be a mainly feedback-driven feature. Like, when people saw it in the patch notes, they were like, okay, this kind of sucks, I don't like this anyways, and some people like me were excited for it, but for the people like me that were excited for it, why didn't we know that this was going to basically be a crappy version of the driftboard until we make you guys know that we want it this way? Like, why couldn't you have just put in parentheses, by the way, guys, this is a beta, make sure you provide feedback, this is going to be heavily community driven. You definitely disappointed a lot of people whenever you came out with this and you basically just said, here you go. And then in a Reddit thread of all places, you said, give us your feedback on it and then we'll change it how you want. You could have either made it how we wanted to begin with, or you could have pointed out the fact that this is essentially a beta item in your patch notes or in your Reddit thread to begin with. And that's the main problem, that's the main problem I really have with this. I feel like they really should have said, hey, this isn't just, we're not just throwing this in to Save the World. We want to get your feedback over time and then we'll change it, instead of just acting like it was a done and, open and shut case, and they just threw it in there. I feel like they should have done a better job talking to the community on this one, but that's just me. Guys, next week we have the hero rework. We'll definitely be seeing how the future of Save the World is going to be looking after that. Hopefully we should be getting a rework, right up pretty soon and seeing exactly how that's going to work. But guys, that's pretty much it for me, man. Hope you guys did enjoy this. this. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of segments we had this cut up into. We had the positivity, the negativity, and we had this little bit of news at the end. So basically, as far as the Driftboard's concerned, it'll be changing over time, and we'll see how it ends up, and hopefully it ends up in a positive light. I really do hope so, because the way it is currently, it's okay, but it's not really that much of an astounding change or an addition really to the game. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let your opinions known in the comments down below. Make sure to follow me on twitch.tv and on my Twitter if you're interested in that. And guys, I'll be seeing you guys next time.